I'm connected, so you can. Okay. And so, so anyway, what happens is that you come for a couple of meetings and be sure that it's a good fit all around, and then if yes, then the council makes a recommendation to the select board as the appointing body.
Very good.
Okay.
But right now, I guess I am representing Village Neighbors.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you.
This is Gomberg. I'd like to say hi to Jeanette. I'm on a phone, so nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Susan Gomberg.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So
I think we're all discombobulated tonight.
we are discombobulated. Yes, you'll have to pardon us. This Zoom business is crazy, and I'm really
It's difficult.
oh,
I almost said, shall we call this meeting to disorder?
yes.
It was all great.
Okay, so our next item was to be Marianne coming and talking with us about the nutrition program, the program that with the survival center and delivering groceries to folks in Shutesbury. So, and then after that, we were going to talk with Jeanette about transportation. So, I mean, we could venture into that and then pause when Marianne gets here.
Okay, and I'm assuming that she does have a second account.
Well, okay, Janice speaking here. I just got an email from her about tomorrow's yoga class. I'm writing to her right now to say that you're here under her account. Does she have the second one?
Thank you, Janice.
I think are you? Well, no. Yeah, there's the library director account, but I'm sure she's got a personal one.
Yeah, as do I. Not that I'm accessing it right now. If she will let me know if I need to be booted off. Trust me.
Well, I'm letting her know why she can't do it too. That she may not realize it's not a glitch. Well, it's the glitch, but it's a different type of glitch. Not our usual glitch. So bear with me. I mean, keep going. I'm just going to let her know.
Okay. All right. So,
Jeanette, Linda, let me just give a little history of the Amherst Survival Center thing.
okay,
for
sure.
Jeanette while we're waiting.
Perfect. Thank
So
you.
Amherst Survival Center contacted us, and they deliver a box of food once a month to seniors who sign up. And I think in the past we've had up to 4 families who have been getting food deliveries. But the problem is they are delivering it to the library, and Marianne is having trouble finding volunteers for people to take the actual box of food to the families. The box of food being fairly heavy, as I understand it. So us, those of us who are weaklings can't do that. So, and I think she was saying one family dropped out, another family was moving away. And so the question now is, do we keep doing this under all of these circumstances? Amherst Survival Center, I talked to them and they also said they would deliver to houses, but we have to explore that a little more if we're going to have the drop off at the library stop. Okay. Any questions, anybody?
Oh.
Martha?
So Amherst,
Are there no longer any families in the program?
There might be 2. I'm not sure. That's why we need Marianne to clarify for us.
Oh, I see. Thank you.
Martha?
and so they're willing to deliver to the families in Shutesbury.
That's what the person I talked to said.
Oh,
We just
okay.
we just don't know. We have to get the details on everything.
I know Marianne's been doing it for a while, doing it herself.
Right.
Every week.
Right.
So
Along with everything else, right?
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So the question of transportation, I think, was that through LifePath or?
Let me try and framework this a little bit. We have been trying to, Village Neighbors has the 4 towns, and 2 towns I think are already signed up with FRTA. So the initiative, the thrust was to try to get Shutesbury, and I think it's Leverett, but still not. Somebody else is still not on as well. But everyone, and I won't elucidate who the everyone is because it's just not necessary, wanted to wait for the LifePath survey to go through and to get a sense of what are people thinking out there. So I do have, I don't know if you have the LifePath survey results yet for Shutesbury.
No.
I have them.
Wow.
At
All
least
right.
I think I have them. And for our purposes here, unless I have something else that I think is it, but I'm pretty sure I have them, and I seem to be the only person that does. 44% of respondents said that they would like to see better public transportation. So at this point, if I do have that survey, I guess I can share it with you after the meeting. I certainly can't do it now. But if it is that's a pretty big number. That's half of our respondents. That seems like it would be a good reason to maybe move forward with, the COA certainly pushing that agenda as well to our town. So that's all I really have to offer at this moment.
But what kind of transportation do they offer?
It would be I think kind of like I'm doing it right now with my dad down in New York City. It's their Queens, New York City runs it. It would be, I think, like those little buses that you can, there might be a variety of options. Shutesbury used to be, I'm not sure when they stopped doing it, but they used to opt in, which I guess is some payment, which I'm still not privy to how much it cost or when it stopped. I guess people were just not using it is what I was told. But now if there is interest again, and 44%, if they actually would use it, seems to be a reason for an experiment of it. I don't know. So comments, questions? Susan?
When I was looking into moving here, which was in 2008, I read local, sort of little pamphlets talking about what different towns, all the different towns offered. And Shutesbury at that time, whatever the date of the pamphlet was, offered transportation of some kind, public transportation.
Janice?
Is this pamphlet something that the Gazette puts out now and then? That
I
one-
think it was that. I think it may have been that one. Yeah.
That one's full of errors.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they've had stuff wrong about Shutesbury for many years.
Okay.
That's just.
But
my guess.
that does suggest that at one point we did have it, that the Gazette thought we still did.
That's possible because they pick up stuff from decades ago. They had people as like town administrator who died like 10 years earlier or something. It was just really awful. That's
Well,
all.
Dear.
according to Rita Farrell, we did at one point belong to this system, such as it was. So that would be a very,
Martha?
Where does this system originate from? I mean, is it like part of the bus system?
it's Franklin Regional Transportation
Transit
Authority.
Authority. Yep.
Transit Authority, yeah.
It'd be it's not a huge cost. And you might say, well, isn't Village Neighbors already dropping people, picking people and taking up? It's just to offer options. And I believe that Village Neighbors would consider, we've been talking about this topic. It's on the agenda every month, I think, since I started. It appears that we would probably foot the cost for the rider, I think. or at least part of it. Not that it's a lot, but for some people, it might be something.
And
We have interest in it.
It's also something that aging in dementia-friendly communities is concerned about. Transportation is a big issue for them.
Yeah,
Right, safety issue, yeah.
absolutely.
okay, so
Hi,
we
Marianne.
All right, I haven't blocked Mary Ann. Hello.
no, yeah. Hi, Marianne.
Marianne is muted.
Okay, now I'm unmuted. Hello,
Thank you.
everyone.
Hi.
So we'll pause on our one topic and shift over to Mary
Okay.
Ann. So
Great.
thank you
Good.
for coming. We've had a crazy beginning to our meeting because of Zoom.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. That's okay. That's
So we, Joanne gave us, well, anyway, I think you
Okay.
know everybody who's here, and Susan Gomberg is on the phone.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So do you have specific, do you want me to explain what I know about the Survival Center program right now?
Well, Joanne did that for us
Okay.
already. She briefed
Okay.
the new folks. Yeah.
Okay.
So what we want to talk with you about is where we're at now and how to proceed and how to proceed
Okay.
going forward.
So right now we have 2 people who are getting, we've had 4 for a very long time. And then one person passed away in May. And then another person, another person passed away in July. So now we have, and that household has changed. So we have 2 households. One of the households, the person is sort of applying for senior housing. And when they get senior housing outside of Shutesbury, then they'll move. But that hasn't happened yet. And then when that person is gone, we'll have 1 person. When we started this, we started it, at near the very beginning of the pandemic, and it was about helping people get food safely who maybe couldn't get to their survival center on their own. And when we started it, there were a lot of people who were either weren't working or were working from home, and there were more volunteers available. And we've never had more than these 4 people. And I've promoted it, say once or, in the beginning, I promoted it quite a bit. And then I've promoted it once or twice a year by putting it in one of my little library newsletters. And we haven't gotten new people. And then this other food program has become available, but that is income driven.
Yeah.
I do believe that all the people who've taken advantage of it lived on very fixed incomes. There's nobody that was getting food that is a millionaire.
This is just as an aside, this is Life
Yeah.
Path's farm to
Yeah.
home program.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's a new program. And so do you know how many people are participating in that?
I think there were 4 from Shutesbury who had signed up.
Well,
Okay.
and we put out a special town announcement and in our newsletter, recent issue of the Gazette, the fact that if you're interested, you've got to apply right away because there are only
Right.
so many slots.
Right. So, yeah.
Just to interject here, and I think it's very small, what they give you compared to the survival center. I mean, if you're getting a box that's hard to carry, Marianne, I recall that it's maybe like $50 a month in like fresh food.
Right, it's fresh, the farm, right, it's
Farm to table.
fresh
Right.
vegetables,
Right.
it's not,
Yeah. I would
Right.
hate to think of
Right. Right. So anyway, so I am happy to keep doing it while we have two people. And then I, and then I thought and then I thought when we get down to one person, we could leave it between them and the survival center. So that person lives on a road that there have been a couple of times, I almost always deliver to this one person because, well, anyway, because it was easier for the other people to go in the other direction, who we had as volunteers. But she lives on a road that there were a couple of times over this past winter when I really felt really uncomfortable driving, delivering the food myself. But while we have two, and I do have a good volunteer now, I'm happy to keep it going.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And just one thought is that if there comes a point where there are, it's challenging weather-wise, the Chief Burgess may help.
Good thought.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, they would still have to drive on
Right,
that road.
but
I mean,
they
a
have-
thought that I just had is that I could put the refrigerated food in the refrigerator at town hall and bring it the next day.
Mhm.
I just had that thought right now.
Mhm.
Or even in my garage in the wintertime. So like we're, the pandemic doesn't feel quite as in the beginning, we really didn't know how contagious COVID was. And now we know that if somebody, went to their survival center to pick it up themselves and they were wearing a mask and they did outdoor pickup, that's a perfectly safe thing to do. But as long as there are two, I'll keep doing it.
Okay.
Is the person on the dangerous road capable of going to the survival center to pick up groceries?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. The other
Is
person
that-
is not.
Is
Okay.
that the person who might be applying for senior housing?
No,
Okay, so we might end up with just that one person
right,
on the bad road.
right.
Janice?
My question is, Joanne called the survival center as we were trying to figure out what to put in the Gazette. And you said then, I think you said tonight that they will drive to Shutesbury in some way or sometimes, or?
I was talking to the person who runs the program about the fact that the numbers are low and people seem to be, opting out in one way or another. And she said, well, we can deliver it to the person. Now, we would need to follow up on that. If it comes down to the one person, Marianne,
Right. Well,
we
at the
could see-
time,
we
yeah,
could see if they would deliver to that person.
yeah. And when that time comes, we can certainly do that. I mean, there was one time when they had a new driver and the new driver didn't realize they were supposed to deliver the food here and that we would take it. So they delivered to the 4 households.
Okay.
And we were standing here waiting for the food. And when people are applying for senior housing, sometimes it takes, months and months and months, and sometimes it happens, like it could happen next month, or it could be that she lives here through the winter. In the meantime, if someone stumbles across it, or if we hear of somebody, but it's not really something that people have been taking large numbers of people have been taking advantage of. And I don't have the capacity to manage more, to manage it any more than it is right now.
Mhm.
Gray here again. The reason I asked that question is I know there are private businesses that will say, we deliver to Shutesbury, and then they find out that we're not talking January Hills Road. And they say, no, we don't go that far. That's what I was worried about. That
Hmm.
that if for all I know, the survival center wouldn't deliver to the person that Marianne had trouble reaching. But apparently they bring it to the library. So I just am nervous about assuming too many things. That's all.
Well, I think we cross that bridge when we get to it,
Mhm.
Where the bridge might be there. That's all.
right. So those weather conditions that have made me really uncomfortable driving on icy dirt roads would be challenging for the survival center too. But they do deliver to people. So, and most of the time we don't have those weather conditions. And so then the rest of the time it's fine. But anyway, I'm happy to keep going with the way it is. And then when we get down to one, I would, then I'd say we have a conversation with the survival center and the one household. And I'm not really interested in expanding the
Okay.
program
Yeah.
and being responsible for delivering to more households.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Okay.
Noted. Yeah. Well, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for doing all that you have been doing.
Yes.
It's really, really very, very kind of you.
It felt really important in the beginning, and I know that it really made it makes a difference. It made a difference for the people who participated in our gone, and it makes a difference for the people who are receiving food now. So and so I'd say we keep going. And it was, and it was COVID that made it happen. And so I don't know that I ever thought about how long this would all
Mhm.
go on.
Who did?
But yeah, none of us did, right? Yeah. So yeah.
Thank you, Marianne.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Yeah,
Okay.
thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you. So we'll, I think the sense is that, as you said, we won't be promoting the program. at this
Okay.
point.
Okay.
We all, if everybody on the council agrees, we'll,
Yeah.
Janet?
Dan,
So if we, the Council on Aging, are not promoting the program, does it remain on our website?
right, well, that's something, right, we need to decide.
I didn't know if we just did, and
Yeah,
or is
yeah.
that a possible result of whatever vote we do?
Right, we have to,
Okay.
I would guess that we would need to, we would need
Okay.
to take a vote, we voted to move forward with the program, so it seems like we would need to consider as we, not promoting at this point and taking it off the web.
Okay, thank you. I just want to make sure I knew what I might be doing. when I
Yeah,
got there.
yeah,
Thank you.
so
Okay.
so I'll make a motion and then we can discuss it further if we're so inclined. So I make a motion that we no longer promote the Amherst Survival Center food program delivering to the library, and that we remove the program from our website.
Okay, I second.
Okay, so discussion now. Susan M?
Yeah, I have a question. The program of food available at the Survival Center will continue, correct?
Oh, yeah, this is,
So I think what we should remove is the piece about the deliveries from the library. We should let people know
yeah,
that the program exists at the Survival Center.
that particular program, which is, let me just look, listed on our website. if my computer will cooperate today. So it's listed as.
Scroll down a bit.
Yep, I've gone, let's see, where am I? I went by it. Amherst Survival Center Senior Mobile Nutrition Program.
So we would
That's the-
scratch,
That's the
we would scratch
specific.
mobile.
That's, no, we can have other, there are other programs, but we have a specific section on our webpage about that program and how to enroll in it.
Right.
In the libraries piece. Yeah.
And right. And then we have a whole bit about the farm to home program, life path programs. And then we could change the Amherst Survival Center Senior Mobile Nutrition Program to the general information that we placed in our newsletter about what's available at the Survival Center.
Mhm.
Martha?
Does it also include Not Bread Alone? Because they give out food on Saturday mornings.
That was in the Gazette.
That was in the Gazette.
Right, right.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, I'm just looking at is that part of the, I was looking on the webpage. Okay,
That is not in the webpage.
Right.
okay.
But what I was going to, this is Janice speaking, what I was
Right.
going to suggest is we simply kind of pick up what we have in the Gazette, which is a more general explanation of the, because right now the space about this mobile program, it takes up a lot of room on the page.
Mhm.
And what we could do is just mention the programs that were in the Gazette, which talk about a variety of things that the Amherst Survival Center does. And we could say, we might say mobile delivery may be available, please call them, which is kind of what they say on their own page.
Mhm.
So we aren't talking about we in the library or co-sponsoring anything in this. We're just giving the information.
Right.
That's my 2 cents.
Okay.
All right.
Makes sense.
So,
So where are we now? Linda?
I made a motion, but we didn't have a second, so.
Yes, we did. We had
Oh, we
2
did. I'm so
seconds.
sorry, I missed it.
I didn't hear that either.
And what do we do about Janice's suggestion?
Well,
would
that's,
say we take it up
that's our general website. you know.
Okay,
Yeah, that's what we do, so.
okay. No, I mean, it doesn't affect the motion, right?
no.
Okay.
Mm-mm. Susan, M?
Can I read, this is Millinger, can I read what I have? See if
Sure.
it's correct.
Yeah.
Motion that we no longer promote the Amherst Survival Center's program of involving deliveries of food to the library, which are from there distributed to people.
Oh, well, we'll just, how about if we say Amherst Survival Center Senior Mobile Nutrition Program?
Okay.
Instead of.
Sounds good.
All that.
I'll get the terminology from the website before it disappears.
Okay. All right. So we may have a motion,
Mhm.
second. Do we vote if everybody's okay?
Second.
Okay. Oh, Bernhard, aye.
Schomburg, aye.
Ray,
Bob, Barbara, aye.
sorry.
All right.
It was your first chance to really do it. And I missed.
Millinger, aye. So did everybody has voted up to me?
Scott hasn't.
It's Scott, aye. Okay. All right.
Here we are.
Okay.
All right,
All right.
Thanks, Mary Ann.
Thanks,
All right.
Marianne.
all right, bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, and thanks.
Aye.
Oh, I can never figure out how to leave when I'm on.
I think she did.
Yep.
Okay, so we can go back to transportation. Where we left off was Jeanette was talking about the potential cost and how that potentially could be subsidized, but we don't really have any specifics at this point, right?
Right.
Okay. And so we do, Becky Torres, our town administrator, is the town's representative to the Regional Transit Authority Board. So it seems like, you know, speaking with Becky about, just connecting in with her because she's our town liaison, before we would proceed to circumvent that path in any way.
Mhm.
Other thoughts?
Is there a particular person with FRTA that could give that kind of information that we're looking for? Is there, Jeanette, have you been in touch with people there?
I really don't know what the cost would be or any of that, no.
Okay. Okay.
I think what I understand is that we're trying to get you guys to say like, hey, this sounds like a good idea for our town. We
Mhm.
belong to it. And now we know that 44% are interested in it.
Mhm.
So, and then we can push it forward.
I
to our
see. Okay.
government.
Okay.
But if we want to have numbers to crunch, we can certainly ask, I guess I can ask some questions. I mean, I think Becky has been here I'm fairly new to the area full
Right.
time, but
Right. That's what I was.
down to go and where she could probably go back in a file somewhere and look and say, oh, it used to cost.
She'll have some historical knowledge, both as
Probably,
a
that's
as
what I
town
was
administrator and a select board member before that.
Mhm.
So that's why I was thinking to be able to connect with her about it. And, I'd be willing to do that. Unless you want to, Jeanette.
Let me propose this idea, since I already have I talked to Rita Farrell about it,
Yeah.
and I believe she kind of said if the COA is interested in advancing it, if we think it's valuable, then we'll present it, I think.
Right.
Hang on a second. I do think we need to contact Becky so she knows at least what's going on.
Always a
Well,
good idea.
Yeah, yes, and because we would also want to let the select board know. In other words, I guess, like there's this sort of path, and we could support something, but we would need more data to do that. So connecting with Becky as the FRTA rep is the proper path. And then, we keep going and see where that get that. And in the meantime, you've got this survey, which we haven't seen and we've been eager to see.
Mhm. All right, so I will forward that. I think it's always good to smooth the path, and that's what I think we're talking about here, letting Becky know it's happening. Maybe if you would like me to, I could just shoot an email to Rita Farrell. I don't think she's gonna jump on it immediately anyway. And just say that we talked about it. We broached the subject. We're interested in the subject.
Oh yeah, everybody interested in the subject?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Susan Gomberg, did you?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you have everybody else kind of can nod or put a thumbs up, and we.
Mhm.
So, yeah, yes, I mean, so we're all keenly interested.
Mhm.
Martha?
I have a question. So how would this work? I mean, do the fees come out of the taxes or do individuals pay?
I-
Um,
Yeah, so that's the, yeah. Jeanette?
I think it would be something that the town would support,
Mhm. Yeah.
the buying into the program. After that, Martha, if you wanted to go for a ride, it might be $3 or something. But as a Village Neighbors member and volunteer, I think you might, if it would be worth your time to actually do the voucher, I think they're talking about possibly supporting it. Or at least supporting the payment of that fee.
Okay, got it.
Village
got it.
neighbors would
Yeah.
support the,
Mhm.
would support the voucher.
What the,
Okay.
what the patron would have, the
Yeah.
rider, yeah. Susan M. and oh,
Well, I would have a little bit of a problem if we have first class and second class citizens in terms of some get paid by VN and some who aren't members don't.
okay, well, let's, that will be something we would have to consider down the road once we understand the structure. We need to understand the process. Janice?
Things are slowly trickling into my memory. I vaguely remember a proposal, and I don't know if it ever happened many years ago, where once or twice a day, a van would stop at town hall.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
that meant that the person had to be able to get to town hall.
Right,
And if
Right.
let's just hypothetically say, because this is in terms of Village Neighbors, I was thinking about it before Susan M. mentioned her point, which is quite interesting, so that there might be a sort of a cooperation thing going on where if the van will only come to town hall, because that's all Franklin Regional Transit Authority is willing to do, then maybe Village Neighbors could bring the person to town hall. But we still have the point that Susan M. just brought up, but this is all hypothetical because we don't know.
yes.
thank you.
So I can say that having been on the council for a while, that Muriel Gross, former chairperson of the council and grandmother to Melissa, used to talk about they had a special name for it, and I can't think of it, what it is now, but it is exactly what you were talking about, Janice, and it wasn't for appointments, it was for errands.
Right.
Yep, yep. And yeah, that was quite some time ago that that used to happen, and I don't know where it went.
Mhm.
Whether it went down to Amherst, which FRTA wouldn't. FRTA would all be towards, would be Franklin County.
Yeah.
Good point. This is Gray. I think it was PVT. It was not FRTA, so it might be a very different picture.
Yep.
Okay. So we need more information.
We do.
We do.
But we're all definitely interested.
Yes. So I'm happy to talk with Becky and pick her brain. And maybe Jeanette, if you can find out anything more, in your research, that will be helpful, and we'll just keep going. Because if like it was mentioned, if it's town is going to allocate funds, then it has to go through its proper channels of select board, etc., finance committee and all of that. Yeah.
So just a point of clarity, we'll just do the reconnaissance with Becky right now, and I'll wait on anything else.
And then we'll come back with, we can talk about it again. We'll talk about it in our October meeting.
Okay.
And, I'll see what we learned from Becky, and I'll let everybody know by an email when I've had a chance. And sometimes it may take, a couple weeks before I'm actually able to get a chance to talk with her at length.
Sure.
So is this something, Jeanette, you mentioned the other I think these are the other village neighbors towns.
Yeah.
Leverett, you were waiting to hear from Leverett.
I'm so sorry, but I'm blanking on who definitively has it. Two of the towns, and I think they're Shutesbury and Leverett, don't
Mhm.
have it.
Do Wendell and, is it Wendell and New Salem?
I believe they do.
Do they have it already?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. So who can we talk to there?
For what purpose? To see, to
Just to
get
see,
what it costs?
yeah, just to get, to get other background information if they're already using it.
All
How
right,
it works,
Is-
how it works.
Talk to their town administrator.
okay.
That or the COA person.
This-
is-
The one person who has really kind of pushed the initiative is from New Salem, and I probably should know it because it's been talked about so much, but I don't have amounts or any of that.
Right, but if, with their town official, town administrator would be the persons that would know
Mhm.
about the town contribution.
Mhm.
All right, I'm gonna talk to this Marianne Palmieri, who's on the board with.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Was
Yeah,
very, really,
yeah,
feeling very strongly that we certainly should all of it, and they have it already, and they don't even have a powerful COA like you guys. I mean, this is amazing. I don't think anybody meets over there from what I hear from her, and
Yeah.
Leverett as well.
yeah. So their program came about through their town officials. They're not, I don't mean that the town, COA is not a town official, but I mean by like through their
Mhm.
select board, etc.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is exciting.
Mhm.
Okay, so that being said, the idea that I think more and more Village Neighbors is really trying to embrace the concept that can we be partners in all of this? Can we be partners in helping our community? And this would be, possibly an evidence of that. But the other thing that we are trying to do is have this meeting with what's called the MHAC. And it's a meeting that is going to, I believe you've been invited to it.
Yes, and what I said was that, when we have more information, I bring it to the council so that, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
We have so many meetings scheduled suddenly that my brain is freezing a little bit as to exactly which one this is. So please ask the COA if they are coming to the MHAC September 21st. And you were sent an invitation. So.
Okay.
What is the
Yeah,
MHAC?
what is
Right.
it?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to go look at my notes.
Must be the Massachusetts something.
Yeah, there's another one that's the UMass is the Donahue Institute is the day before. So please excuse this lapse, and I will go and see if I can figure it out.
Okay.
Ah!
Well, I can also ask trustee Google.
It's the Mass Healthy Aging Collaborative.
There we go.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. So we are going to be meeting with someone named James Fuccione. That much I know.
Okay, Janice knows about this situation because she's
Wonderful.
heard from that guy. She heard
Okay.
him give a
Is that a good
presentation.
thing, I hope.
I'm sorry?
Is that a good thing or?
Well, okay, I knew him, this is Grace speaking. He was involved with the Life Path, age-friendly people,
Mhm.
that whole bit. And talked to a group of us from the different towns. I was there twice to hear him, once in person in December of 2019. And once on Zoom last, I can't remember, but it was about I can't remember now either. He's in the eastern part of the state. He's a nice guy. he came out and people in the room in Greenfield actually laughed out loud. I felt bad for the guy. 'Cause he was talking about the needs of seniors in Massachusetts and how they need park benches in the parks and they need nice sidewalks and they need, you know, all these things. People say, we don't have sidewalks. We don't have parks. We don't have friendly cafes. We don't have businesses in town. He had no clue about Western Mass. He came back after we took his survey and changed it all around so it was more related to our part of the world, and it was a little bit better, but he still doesn't quite get it. He means very well, but he does not understand that you cannot, you know, take a walk to Shutesbury Center and have a cup of coffee with a neighbor and sit on a park bench and there's electric lights and stop signs and traffic lights and all that. He doesn't get it.
Okay, well, with the hopes that he has become a wee bit less,
A wee bit, yes.
has been schooled. I guess we're just asking if there will be representation from the COA.
When is it?
We didn't actually get, I checked, we didn't actually get specific information about the date and time or anything. I looked.
All right, I apologize for that because here I am coming as the messenger and you all probably want to shoot me since I mean, it's
okay.
not something that I have initiated. I've just been listening to it.
Yeah, I think we've got a couple of other trainings coming up that people are attending, so I don't know if anyone is interested.
Okay,
Wait, anybody?
all right.
Is this following up on what Nora was doing?
No,
Okay,
this is something different.
Was very involved in the survey and Nora is gone now, right?
Yeah.
right.
Susan M.
Okay, I am concerned that in all of this, we are totally ignoring the aging and dementia-friendly community that we are a part of, because there is money at AARP, there are grants and for transportation. So I'm thinking that if this thing with FERDA doesn't work out, we need to think about the towns, this particular community that LifePath created, needing to do something about transportation more broadly.
Okay.
And making, we need to keep remembering that exists to help us.
Mhm.
Yes. Thank you, Susan. Thank you. So we'll, when we continue, we'll be holding that, remembering that age-friendly communities network.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Thank you. Okay. Did you have anything else, Jeanette, from Village?
Well, I was
Neighbors?
just going to ask, I know that Nancy Spittle, who's not on our board, but might as well be, is very, very involved in this, the dementia group.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there are a bunch of different initiatives. And this one is not necessarily related to the FRTA. This is just more of a global, let's possibly collaborate, whatever that means. So can I just propose this? I'll be going to that meeting. Perhaps I can talk of it. And I will let Elizabeth know that she has not indeed sent you an invitation.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking, we were in part of a email train, some of which was not at all relevant to us, and but I can't see that. She asked me if we were interested, and I said yes, please let us know when the MHAC was going to take place, and that's where it stopped.
Okay.
Okay.
Is this an in-person or a Zoom?
It's a Zoom, and just it is 10:30 on September 21st on Zoom. And there may not be a link yet. She might be talking about an invitation that was simply verbal. And I'm assuming that there's been a link put forth. So
Yeah, we didn't get any. Yeah.
Okay,
So maybe
Janice,
not yet.
Gray here. What time was that again? I got the date, but
10:30.
I can't do it.
Okay,
Thank you.
it sounds like it will be about an hour.
Mhm. I have an appointment in Boston that day.
Okay. Okay. As I said, I'll be at it and,
And I have a, other, no, I don't have, not that day, but anyway, never mind. Okay, all right. Okay, so if it's okay, should we move on? We okay with that?
oh, yeah.
Okay,
Now, shall I stay or do you want me to?
you're welcome to stay, of
Okay.
course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
stay.
we usually meet from 5:30 to 7. And I think we won't go too far after 7. There's no one else using this Zoom link tonight. So thankfully, if we go a few minutes over, we won't be affecting anybody else.
Mhm.
So I just put the LifePath Home Share Program on the agenda just so we can acknowledge that that's a new initiative through LifePath, and I'm pretty sure I sent everybody the information about it. And so that is something new and exciting, and if we want to put that on our webpage, we can. If we have room,
I
just
think we
to
will.
put it in the life path a bit. Joanne, do you want to say anything about the EOEA annual report? So Jeanette, every year we have to send some statistics to the Executive Office of Elder Affairs to support our grant. So Joanne.
Right. So last year, they did create an online survey form instead of a paper survey form, which I think have been doing for the last eon or so. And so it was very easy to fill out. I did it. I'm collecting people's hours. We need the volunteer hours. Susan M., you're the holdout, I think.
I almost finished this afternoon, but then I had a 4 o'clock meeting,
Okay,
but I
Okay.
got almost everything collected.
great. I haven't heard anything yet from Adam Frank, who is the person doing this. So I assume that he will announce when when this year's survey form goes live. And I'm collecting the other data from Marianne, and Linda sent me a lot of other data. So we're almost ready to go. As soon as it opens up, I'll put everything in.
Thank you, Joanne, very
Yeah.
much for holding that piece for us. Okay, so the next item is trainings. So there are 2 diversity, equity, and inclusion workshops coming up.
No,
Susan-
actually, one was, and I went to it.
Okay, right. Okay. Susan M. went to the AARP DEI workshop, and Mass COA is sponsoring a workshop. They have room for 1 person from each COA to go. And I'm just going to look at, well, that's not what I wanted. Hang on. It is the fall session, and it takes place. There are 2 different, well, I've sent you all the information, and they're Thursday, September 29th and Friday, September 20th. And then there's an October 4th and 5th session. And there are 2 full-day workshops with breaks on Zoom. So if anyone is interested, there is a space for one of us to go.
Millingers, no way am I up for a 2-day workshop. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. You went to one, and I just want to be sure if anyone else would like to go to take advantage of this.
I would be interested, but this is Favre. I would be interested, but the first one I'm away, and the second one I've got medical things scheduled, but
And
in the
there's
future, I would like to attend.
The email says that there are limited seats available for a November session, November 14th and 15th.
And did it give topics of that?
They're all the
What
same.
the-
It's
Oh, okay.
it's about the phase one workshop is about Racial Equity Institute.
Okay.
Phase one workshop. And then there are options subsequently for people to get together after, over time as well. So it says it's there's education and thoughtful group discussion. And it's a potentially transformative experience, according to what they're saying here. And that there will be, yeah. So there you go. I know I sent the information around, but I can send the reminder to you, Martha, so you can take a look. And if you're interested, if everybody's okay, we can, it's up to you.
It'd be great if somebody would go.
Send the information to me if you would, please. That would be great.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
I remember reading about the equity workshop.
And
And
sorry.
I agree with Susan Millinger. I think I know too that there was information about, I think there was information too about the dementia workshops.
Yes, yeah.
And
Shannon?
I was trying to find those. I know you sent them and I put them in my folder, and there's so many different things with the similar subject lines in the emails. I can't tell which is which. I was trying to find those dates because they went by me pretty fast.
Okay, I'm sending you the information.
And get my calendar so I can see where they are, because it's possible that I will have medical things going on depending on the date. I'm not sure I'm up to 2 days either, but I might be.
Right.
So the first one was
September 29th and 30th,
okay. That I cannot do.
August 4th and 5th,
Cannot do the 5th.
November 14th and 15th, and that's the one that said there were limited spaces for that.
That I might be able to do, because the other days I either am out of town or I have chemotherapy, so I can't. Wednesdays just don't work.
Yeah.
Except in the evening now. Anyway,
So
let me look at it and think about the November 14th and 15th one, unless someone else here has already said while I was grabbing my calendar. That they want to do it.
well, Martha's interested as well, so maybe the two of you can find out, work together, see who's gonna go.
Were you interested in the November one, Martha?
That's the one that would work best for me.
If I'd be happy to not do it if you would do it. I don't want to steal your share.
All right. I mean, yeah, I mean, 2 days, that's a long.
Yeah, it is.
Mhm.
Yeah. So there's no pressure. It's
Right.
it's available. That's all. It's available. And it's not about somebody having to do at all. Okay, so
Thank you.
Thank you.
so maybe at the next meeting, Susan M., you would give us a short
Sure.
summary of your.
Sure, I would be happy to do that.
All right, thank you. Okay, so the last item is says transitions and vacancies. So we have one vacancy and we have Jeanette, who has indicated interest in coming on board with us, which is really great. The transition bit, Martha and Jeanette, you don't know, is about me. That I will eventually be moving. And so Joanne and I have talked, and it's, time, so that there's time to transition the chores that I hold. I just thought it would be good to begin to talk some about that. So Joanne and I will be spending some time as co-chairs over, in between now and the next meeting, talking about some of the things that I do. In the meantime, one thing that I do is check our phone line. Martha and Jeanette, we have a phone line. The phone is actually in town hall. You can check the messages remotely and change outgoing message, etc. So I check that several times a week.
Linda, I'd be happy to take that over.
Yes.
Gomberg.
Thank you. Thank you, Susan Gomberg. Susan has filled in for me in the past, so she's familiar with how to do it remotely. So that will be fabulous. Thank you.
And we could get in touch later because I've handled some of the questions people might have, but not all of them.
Right. And that's what I was thinking is if we start on some of these things now, I mean, I know I'll be here at least through November, maybe longer. But if we start on some of these things now while I'm around, then I can answer questions. So
That's great.
Yeah. So yeah, Susan, we can check in and yeah, I'll give you a call. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. Yes, so just that's all I wanted to say at this point is that it's hard because
Are you moving somewhere fabulous?
Gomberg, I say, I think so.
Washington State.
Wow. That's a big move.
Mhm.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So anyway, since we're recording, I won't go into any details, but yeah, I have family there.
Great.
So anyway, we can talk more about the tasks as it goes along, and Joanne and I will be working on that. But I just remembered one other thing that Janice asked, which was to talk about the Gazette and when we might do another issue. I'm sorry, Janice, I completely forgot when I was discombobulated.
Can I explain the reason why
Yes,
I'm
please.
not like dying to do another Gazette right away, especially since I'm going to be working on the Our Town. But
Yeah.
I know that I got an email from Sally Fairfield right after she received it, saying how much she was happy to see it again. For those who don't know, she used to do the layout, and I took over the layout this time.
Yeah.
And she said she really liked it. It had a lot of information, but she found the tax exemptions for seniors impenetrable. She couldn't follow it. And I explained that we agreed. And she said it would have been nice if someone had interviewed him. Kevin, thank you. My brain is kind of foggy from chemo right now. And I agree with her. Then she said in the same email that she has reached out to make an appointment to interview Kristen Burgess, the new police chief, but hasn't set a date yet. Well, I don't want her to think all of a sudden, boom, we're going to have another Gazette. And because you and I, we know, Martha and Jeanette may not, that Kristen had come to us last February or March talking about a Sand for Seniors program, which would be a really good thing to publicize. In fact, I forgot to contact Kristen saying, do people want to put something in Our Town? I should do that. Because that would be good if we had a Gazette before the snow flies, which would be pretty damn soon. That would be a good thing to have there. But sorry for my language. Yes, we are being recorded. I used to be a reporter, and that's how we talk in newsrooms. Anyway, so it'd be good to have that article. But if that thing by Kevin was so hard for people to read, I would love to have Sally, because she's the one who has the questions and wants to know, what does this mean, man? to have him interview her. But I don't want her to think suddenly there's going to be another Gazette coming up soon if there isn't. So I haven't replied to her other than to say, yeah, we were kind of disappointed in that article as well. So that's all. That's why I wanted to brought up. Because I
Okay.
didn't know if we could even afford another Gazette this year, fiscal year.
Right. I think we were thinking of that. Susan M.
Would it be possible to have Sally interview Kevin and have it on our website?
I don't know, but
Well, I think we did, I mean, we did have the COA note about Kevin is, you know, happy to meet with you and talk about
Right.
your situation.
right.
And on the assessor, which website is that? Assessor
Assessors.
website?
Mhm.
There is all this information about the senior exemptions. I think what we were trying to do was to make clear to people that there are exemptions, senior tax exemptions, and that they should talk to Kevin.
Right.
And the things that he sent were, I think, for people who follow this, which there are some in Shutesbury, you know, it was just an update on raising the amounts of income and stuff that people that would still keep people being eligible. It was a little dense.
Yeah.
But I don't, and interviewing Kevin might be a nice thing to do. I remember Linda well, he attended one of our meetings.
Well, he did. Yes, he
Yeah.
did. And in the interim, we did receive an email from some folks who had some questions, and I was able to answer some of them, and I referred them to the assessor's office. And I do know that they met with, oh, excuse me. Oh, geez, hold on. Sorry about that. My phone was supposed to be off, but I had it on because of all the other things. So anyway, I know that they met with Leslie Bracebridge, who's the assessor's clerk. And because Kevin is, you know, he has a different schedule. And anyway, I think we could, I guess the question is about when, you know, we maybe at our next meeting, we can talk more about timing for the next issue of the Gazette, because now that we know what the cost is, you know, we can work through that and review what we allocated for this year's grant. Janice?
And being wicked little me, I wonder if the person to be interviewed for a tax exemptions in plain English should be Leslie.
I think Kevin was okay with that when he was here at the meeting. He, you know, he described everything. And I think his motivation is really important to understand, because he said I think he was referring to his mother's situation, and you know, the reason that he's really invested in this and really wants to help people is because he sees the situation that his family has been in. So he's really personally invested. And I think if Sally interviews him, she'll get those kind of details, you know, those more personal details. And I think it would be great for her to do that. You know, if she has this nice personal touch, we could, you know, definitely put that in another newsletter, but I don't think we need to talk about or to give Sally the impression that it's going to happen soon.
Right, that's what I was worried about.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to bring up that aside. It's just I didn't want to forget the idea, and she could interview them both.
Yeah,
certainly.
It'd be a great story.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stop now.
That's okay. That's all right. Okay, so so we'll carry over Gazette to the next meeting. We will carry over transportation to the next meeting. for more, for more continued information gathering. And Susan Millinger will tell us about the AARP DEI workshop that she went to. And so, anything else, anybody? Martha?
By next meeting, will we have the results of the survey that we can talk about those in regards to,
Well, Jeanette's going to send us what she has, and we'll see. Yeah. Yes. So I'm going to make myself a note about that too.
Do you suppose it's because Nord left that we didn't get it? I mean, he doesn't know who to whoever's
I don't know.
filling his role, if anybody is.
My organization didn't even realize that Rita, I guess, had badgered Lynn Feldman, and that's how she ended up getting them, and then sent them to me, and I sent them on to somebody else, and suddenly was looking at them for our agenda and going, oh my heavens, I think I have the survey that everyone is talking about. So I'm going to send it to who should I forward this to? The whole bunch.
Please.
And I'm assuming that it's okay that I do that. I mean, I have it, so why shouldn't I be able to share it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you.
I saw his position advertised.
Oh,
Yeah.
So there may not be a person in place at this point.
Right, and they are so overextended with the state of the world. I mean, everybody is.
Yeah.
So anyway, I will forward on what I think I have in my little pause, and we'll see. I just had one quick question. The Gazette, is that available electronically? It is.
Janice says, yes, it is on the website.
Okay. And can you add to that when you want? And
Not the
not when
electronic
you
version.
want to open that can of worms.
Right.
Okay.
We keep Janice gratefully keeps our website up to date.
Wow.
Our web page. We have a page.
Newsletter.
That's what we're allocated. And yeah. So our next meeting will be on October 12th. Okay, so if everybody's good, motion to adjourn.
Oh.
Janice?
I have one quick update.
Sure.
Just for point of information. You've heard about the bivalent COVID vaccines, and they are around here now. I'm getting one on Monday in Athol at CVS. So if you're looking to get one of those, I don't think the Amherst CVSs have them, but they are around.
they do.
The Hadley Stop and Shop has them also.
University Drive CVS had them. That's where we got ours
Oh,
last week.
well, they must be out now or something, because
Oh.
I checked there today. And
Okay.
it said, sorry, this information is not available. And then I put in, anyway, I tried a different way to look, and Athol showed up in Greenfield and
Good.
a bunch of other towns. So they are here.
Mhm.
That's all.
Thank you. Thank
Alright.
you. Okay.
Yeah,
I just
Susan M.
I just wanted to say that I will not actually be in town on the 12th. I'll be in Maine, but I'm hoping that I'll be able to attend the meeting and take minutes.
Okay.
I can't guarantee it.
Thank you.
All
It
right.
all depends on connections.
Right. Oh. Well, do you want to go for the 19th?
That's ordinarily cemetery commission.
Okay. We could go, what do folks think? I mean,
I can try taking minutes for you.
Oh, that'd be great.
And I've taken minutes in the past for Susan also.
okay.
All right.
All right. So we'll stay with the 12th. Are we saying we're going to stay with the 12th?
Mhm.
Okay. So I hope, I don't know what to do about the Zoom problem, but hopefully we'll get that worked out.
if Susan is not able to attend, is there anybody else who would be able to get the meeting going? If you
I
could-
got it going, you know,
Oh, well, you could be timed out.
I don't know why I timed out, but that's what happened. And I have no idea why that happened. It shouldn't have happened, but it did.
I just thought maybe we needed a backup person.
We
other
do,
than
which is
Susan.
what happened. Yeah, and I don't know. Susan, I asked Susan Millinger because she has hosted, she's done other things.
Right,
So
I understand.
I will talk to Grace and see what's what, okay? And we'll, if it looks like an issue, then we'll figure out another date. Okay. All right, motion to adjourn.
So moved. At
Second.
I second.
7:16 PM.
Thank
All
you.
right. Let's do it.
Bernhard, aye.
Oops, Martha, you've gone mute.
Mhm.
Darn. Barbara, I.
Gomberg, aye.
Gray eye.
Millinger,
Scott.
aye.
Oh, Millinger, Scott, I. Well, thank you, everybody. And Jeanette, thank you so much for being with us. And
Yes, thank
we
you.
look forward to seeing you at our next meeting.
Nice to meet everybody.
Yeah, thank you. And Martha, there you are, official. So,
Yay.
okay. Bye,
Thank you all.
everybody. Thank you so
Bye.
much. Bye.
Bye.